Kia ora e te iwi and welcome to The Chew, coming at you from Ka Muriwai here in Arrowtown, ko Arrowtown Dad tēnei. And today we have the sister joining me today, Shyla Hona. Kia ora.
Kia ora, Corey. Thank you so much for having me. Bit of a surprise. Didn't think this is what we're going to be doing, but yeah, here we are.
Yes, I did corner her today for a bit of a quick chew chat.
Quick.
Chat. Yeah,
no such thing.
So yeah, welcome. Thank you for agreeing to come along today. And so what I'll get you to do is just introduce yourself, whichever way you want to, and then we'll talk a little bit about where you're born and where you grew up.
Cool. Kia ora. So ko Shyla Melissa Hinawai Hona-Jolley. Mātua need said to us, he goes, when you introduce yourself, have your full name, because that's the mana is your full name and not just your first. So learnt something the other day. Thank you, Mātua need. Bit of a shout out for you. So so basically, I Whakapapa descended from Te Arawa on my father's side, as well as Te Āti Awa, and then on my mama from the Waikato as well as Taranaki. So but some mean descendants there. So that's a but otherwise born and bred in Papakura, Place 10-7.
Papakura.
If you've ever seen Place 10-7, I think we all have.
So South Auckland girl. Would you consider yourself to be a South Aucklander?
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, not so much now. Been here for 16 years, so but born and bred. I learnt all the how to stay out of trouble, how to not or to get in trouble and not being found out. So I'm all good.
Oh, so born in Papakura, raised in Papakura.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. What's the local school there that you went to?
Guess what? Papakura High.
Oh, there you go. Could have probably guessed that.
No. And there's Rosal College. So, half of my cousins, half of the whānau, they lived one side of the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
And we would all go to Papakura High School. And on the other side of the tracks, you would probably go to Rosal College.
Okay. And was that a rivalry between the two schools?
Yeah, kind of. But then, you know what, like my cousins all went there, and if you ever grew up in Papakura in the 80s, 90s, we see each other every weekend, parents having a party for the whole weekend, while us kids had to, just hang out. So not through our whānau ties anyway.
So growing up, it was an enjoyable place to grow up as a kid? Definitely, 100%. So where I lived around the corner was my father's mum and dad, so Nan and Pop, Hona. So they lived around the corner, so we all went to Calvin Road Primary School, all the Hona kids. So we'd go to Nan and Pop's house, and it was on Calvin Road, on the main road. So we used to go there in the mornings, and then all of us, all eight, 9 of us, Nan will walk us to the gate, give us a kiss, and then we just walk down the long, what felt like a million miles down the road, which wasn't. And we'd all go to kura together. Cool.
Pretty cool.
So quite a big extended family living in Papakura?
100%. So my nan and on my mother's side, my grandparents lived there. Eventually my great grandmother moved to Papakura. But otherwise, my mum's side, our whānau came from Mercer Meremere.
Oh, yeah.
So out Mercer way. So, on my mother's side. So, in the holidays, there'll be like 15 of us at my great-grandmother's whare in Mercer. They had a 2-story house just on the waterfront of the Waikato River.
Oh, yeah.
Surprised none of us drowned, just saying.
Because you always go swimming in the holidays, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, we'd all go there. But I suppose too, that particular grandmother, my Nanny Lucina Walla, growing up, she was always like, if you have manuhiri coming over, if you only got a bread, you put out a bread. But if you got a cake, then you put out a cake, but you always put something out. And I was like, so I kind of lived by that. But what I didn't like was the girls had to cook and clean, do the washing, while the boys went out eeling, fishing, and all that stuff. And all the girls had to stay home, and that was kind of shit. But I love you, Nan. Sorry, don't haunt me. Don't haunt me, Nan. I'm sorry. Lesson learned. But anyway, so yeah, no, really cool upbringing. I had probably 4 sets of grandparents alive when I was born.
Wow, you're lucky, man.
Yeah.
Man,
very
I
lucky.
pretty much only had one grandparent left by the time I sort of got past 6, 7 years old. Yeah, 3 of them had already died, yeah. But anyway, I'm massive extended family anyway, probably much like you as well.
Yeah.
So would you say you grew up in a cultural kind of family, you know, very much with your Māori culture front and centre?
Well, I would like to, looking back though, like, so my mother's parents, my name Patsy and Murray Cow, I pretty much lived with them for the first few years of my life. And they were probably I feel a bit teary. They were probably like the first real people that really loved me.
Yeah, right.
That really, really loved me. But due to my nanny Lucina she went to private Victoria, Queen Victoria.
Queen Vic.
Queen Vic. She went to Queen Vic for a little bit there, and like many stories. Like, I'm not trying to repeat what everybody probably already knows, but yeah, she was punished for speaking te reo, and so. My grandmother didn't really speak te reo, but she could, but she didn't really, and Patsy. So then it left my mum, who didn't speak te reo, and then myself.
Yeah.
So 4 generations, but then I had Darren, and then she was very, very driven in learning her reo.
Yeah.
And I think that's where she has that drive to help the kohanga reo here, the Rumaki reo at Remarkables Primary School. So yeah, I really think that it probably started with my daughter, and they were kind of working backwards. Me, mum. Yeah. To like, you need to like hurry up, mum. So.
But it's never too late, you know.
Yes, that's right.
Never
not a race
too late
day,
to
not
start.
a competition.
Yeah.
We'll get there, I suppose. So I'd love to say that the reo was there, but probably not. But like tikanga, 100%.
100%, yeah,
100%.
Cool. Did you go back to marae at all in those days?
Oh yeah, all the time. So it was really kind of bizarre because my mother's family, where I probably come from, where I spent a lot of my childhood with. My nanny didn't really have Nanny Lucina and Nanny Tawana. We didn't have a marae like in Mercer. There was no marae in Mercer, but yet my grandfather, my mother's father, he was from, his marae was called Tahuna.
Oh, really?
Marae in Waiku.
Oh, Tahuna. Is that where the little township of Tahuna is?
Actually, it's a Waiuku. Waiuku,
right.
so it's a
Waiuku up here.
Yeah, Waiuku, little town. And then there's a marae Tahuna.
Oh, okay. That's a different Tahuna to the one I'm thinking about. There's a Tahuna township down by Hamilton.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't even think maybe I have.
Oh, it's only small. Yeah, it's a little blink place. It's got a golf course and that's about it.
Well, they got a golf course. Awesome. But yeah, so probably if I spent any time, it was probably mainly Whakapapa marae, which is out towards Karaka. Just out of Papakura, and Ngā Tairua in Tuakau. So those are the 2 maraes that I
that's cool. That's cool. You spend a bit of time out in the marae in that south end. Yeah.
Oh, no, 100%. We did spend a lot of time at the marae. We had like weddings, birthdays, tangis. What's sad now though is like when these tangis, Ngā Tairua, you can only be there for 2 days.
Oh, is that like a hard and fast rule, is it?
1 day, yeah.
Wow.
1 day you take your whānau back. Whereas my grandmother, my grandfather, my great-grandmother, that's the marae we went to.
Yeah.
So since then, it's all changed. But then even since then, a lot of our whānau have been cremated now. So that's like...
Really?
Yeah.
Is that common in your whānau, is it?
Not only in the last probably 5 years.
Wow.
No, it hasn't been common. Like I bought a plot in Mercer. I bought a plot when I was like 18. For like $280 at our urupa. Yeah, $280.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I bought a plot that was only land, and I was like, do I have to disclose this to the bank that I've got land? No. So yeah, I bought a plot around about then. Now it's like $6,000 at our urupa, but also like
even at your urupa it costs that much.
Yeah, because it's the digging, it's all council driven. Do you know anything about that? No, sorry.
Well, we don't operate, so our urupa's under our hapu control, so we don't pay for it. Nobody pays for it.
Wow.
But you have to whakapapa there, and actually more than whakapapa, like you have to have a relationship with the locals in order to be allowed to be buried in our urupa, because the locals have to do the mahi, and if they don't know who you are, they'll be like, nah.
you know. Yeah, even like when I went back to Taranaki, and when I was doing me and my daughter doing a documentary, when we went back to Taranaki and just happened to land in there, and then found out an uncle and an auntie died on the day that we arrived. So we ended up extending our stay in Taranaki, and then we went down to the urupa, and it was just right on the waterfront. And basically that urupa was like slipping into the ocean almost.
Yeah, that's common, eh?
Yeah, it's real common. It was really, and then you go to the Waikato King Country, and then it's like, oh, you're on hills and they're kind of sliding. So I'm like, oh, you know, and I suppose that's probably why people are heading in that direction for cremation.
Yeah, totally understand. Yeah, I understand. And my uncle got cremated a couple of years ago, and he just didn't want the hassle, you know, like he didn't want to put people out to make them sort of turn up and do all the tikanga stuff. I mean, we still had a tangi for him, you know.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. But then just after the formalities, he just went straight to the cremation place, you know.
Yeah.
So, but foreign for me, you know, like I'm not used to that because my whole upbringing, everyone got buried, and it's all part of the tikanga and the kauae, you know.
Yeah, same. But like even when my papa passed last year in April, and I was like, how are we going to do this? And Dad always wanted to get cremated. It took me probably 2 or 3 years to get used to the idea that once, you know, when it was my dad's time, that we're going to be cremating him. That was very, very foreign to me because I wanted something to go and visit. But now his ashes are just at Darren's event where he wants to come say hi. But, you know, they're here nor there. But even the whole concept of like, what does tangihana look like in Tahuna?
Yeah.
What is it going to look like for my papa?
Yeah,
and
true.
And what ended up happening was actually ended up being so beautiful that I loved it. Like we had weavers, my mate Wairoka's granddaughter Lucy Smith.
Yeah.
Rang her, she came over, Bubba from Alex, Tua, Whai Malena, they all came together and they built Dad's waka wairua.
The waka wairua, right.
And that's the first, and my whānau up in Auckland and Australia were like, what the heck is, this is beautiful. And now that everybody's putting in orders, and I'm like, I don't think it works like that. But yeah, so, you know, even...
No, but it was a good template. It was a good template for how it could happen, right?
Oh, it was. Like, we still stuck to the tikanga of probably I'm going to say Waikato, but actually everybody that tautoko my father was Te Arawa. So, you know, Te Arawa Waiata, Te Arawa Karakia, and I was okay with, actually that was beautiful because Dad was Te Arawa.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't Waikato, even though I grew up that way. But yeah, having Dad lay at my whare, being very tapu, and then across the road we had Darren's whare, which we made into a makeshift kitchen, dining whare kai, and then we had the whare moi just in her whare. So yeah, it became a beautiful template to what tangihana can look like in Tahuna. So yeah.
Cool. So we'll move along a little bit now. So you did all of your schooling, including high schooling at Papakura?
Yeah, when I turned up. I went to school. But yeah, statistically, I was probably that Māori. Teenage mum, school dropout, grew up in, you know, not community housing, but Housing New Zealand, Housing Corp. Yep. If anybody grew up in that. Yeah, so very much surrounded by a lot of alcohol, domestic violence.
Yep. And this was all in Papakura? Like you were still staying there at the time?
Yeah, all in Papakura. Probably we left Papakura 16 years ago to come here.
Oh, wow. So you were there the whole time right up until you moved here?
Yeah, that's correct.
So going through those early times after you finished school, you know, a very young mum, life was hard? Yeah,
it was. It was pretty hard. It was pretty hard to navigate, but that was my whānau. That's how, you know, everybody was...
You're surrounded by whānau at least, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. My when I was born in 76, my great-great-grandmother passed in 78. And so traditionally, I'm the oldest grandchild, great-grandchild, great-great-grandchild. So traditionally, we get whāngai to the oldest living grandmother.
Yeah, right.
But my mum was probably where it stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, no, I'm not going
to...
My mum did. She went to my great-great-grandmother, but yeah, it stopped down at my mum.
Yeah, cool. You know, and as we know, tikanga changes. You know, it's always updated, and that's fine. You know, our culture allows for that. So yeah, hey, nothing wrong with that. So that whole time you were in Papakura,
you know, what was life like back then? Aside from being hard, but was it still, you know, was it the family that kept you there? Did you ever have thoughts about moving anywhere else at any stage? Before you came here, I mean.
I didn't know what life could look like outside of Papakura.
Right.
It's not even like wanting something. It's not actually really knowing what is life outside of my whānau.
Got it.
So, yeah, it was pretty hard to like dream.
To think about.
Yeah, to think about it because I was never really exposed to.
Yeah.
Whānau member moving to Australia, everybody, all of us have been mourning like somebody just passed away. Because back in the 80s, if you left for Australia...
Yeah, you were gone.
You were gone, yeah. So, yeah, it was like you lost somebody close. So, but now, obviously, you could just...
You hop across and hop back.
Yeah. It's so easy now.
Yeah. So then, with that in mind, everything you just explained, so how did you actually come to the decision of moving to Queenstown?
Well, because we had Darren and Chase's father, we had actually been here 2002 to 2005.
To live for a little while.
Yeah, so we were here in Tahuna for a short while. At the time, Gareth had got transferred from Carter's in Takanini to Carter's in Queenstown.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's like a fresh start, was it? Or was it an opportunity through work that he couldn't pass up? Was that the sort of reason behind it?
Well, I think we just kind of saw it as an opportunity, finally getting out of Papakura, getting out of the hood, you know, trying something different, starting again.
Yeah.
What I didn't in the beauty and the glory of actually, you know, making the move, being down here back in the early 2000s was like, this is amazing. But what we weren't prepared for was no whānau, no cultural connection, just no support in general. And we neither one of us was actually prepared for, but even though we adopted whānau, we adopted friends, and, you know, but we just had no support. We had probably, in the 2 years that we were living here, we probably moved like 5 times.
Within Queenstown?
Within Queenstown. Because we'd live one season and then whoever owned the house would be like putting it out for rent or increasing the rent. So then we had to find somewhere else to stay.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
Oh, were they doing that back then as well?
Yeah. Yep.
Really?
So we were constantly having to move because they could get 200 more in the winter.
Yeah, I totally understand. I mean, I don't agree with it, but I totally understand it. That's just the way people operate down here, you know. It's just a way to make a quick buck. I don't hold that against people if that's sort of...
neither do I. Definitely, So eventually we separated, and then I took the kids back to Papakura again for a couple of years, studied at Sir George Seymour, then I got a job in America. So I went to America for 6 months.
Oh.
Yeah, so, just occasionally went to Florida.
Florida of all places. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's quite funny. So... You know, we go from, well, I don't even really know what's out there, to, hey, let's give this Queenstown a crack. So you give Queenstown a crack, and then you get back and you go, right, that's it, I'm off to America.
I wish it was that thing. I was pretty broken. I was like, I suppose when you hit rock bottom multiple times, I think I've hit rock bottom multiple times in my life, that I'm either going to end it, don't worry about even being here, or... I'm just going to have
fresh start.
Dig deep and just go and do something and I think that's what happens. I think what happens to me personally, when I hit rock bottom, I challenge myself to go, okay, this is not the end of the world, like, what are you going to do? So I was like, I need to study. So I dropped out of school, went back to Papakura High School eventually and passed. Oh,
you went back to high school as an adult student?
I had Darren.
Yep.
And then Gareth stayed home to look after while I went back to kura.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, I did. I'm smart.
You are smart.
I'm smart.
You are smart. Well, it's actually a little bit more than smart. It's having the intelligence to know that your future matters and to do something about it.
Yeah.
Because too many of us, and I fell into this category many times, just live for the moment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I'm surprised, but yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. But to be honest, I always thought about my future. I was always, to be fair, my mum was the driver of that, so I had to listen to it every day. And so I'm like, your future. So I'm like, my future. But sometimes I just want to live in the now, you know. Because sometimes it's comfortable not to think about the burden of what's coming up in your future. So
I get that.
I get that. I get that. It's easier for most people just to sit in the bubble of comfort, but really, the real challenge is to step outside of that and think about, what can my future be if I care about it enough.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you had the intelligence to sort of really, and I'm guessing that maybe Darren was a part of that. Knowing what you wanted for your daughter.
Yeah, Darren probably disagrees, but she's just probably like, we're the guinea pig kids, Chase, for Quinn. Like now she's reaping the rewards.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it, the decision making, was about Darren and what life was gonna look like for her. Did I get it right? No way.
No, but I mean, it's like. You try it out, eh? You've got to give something a crack because you were smart enough to know that you needed to step outside of where you were. And so, of course, nobody knows the very first time whether you're going in the right direction, but you've got to give it a crack, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I want that for all my kids to, want for something more than, what they're surrounded by. Yeah. But bringing the kids here, like Darren and Chase, back to Tahuna, knowing that we're not going to have our whānau here, we're not going to have that cultural support, especially that Darren needed at the time, because she was 16, she was in her senior year. So she was year 12 or whatever. 12 years. So she was year 12 when she came here. And having Reo at high school, she was the only kid. She turned up to this video call and the kaiako wouldn't even turn up.
Oh, that's right, because the only way you could do it was online back then.
That's correct, yes. Yeah. So Darren went from Te Reo Māori bilingual unit, Papakura High School. Yes, she, not only was I carrying her at Papakura High School, but she eventually went to Papakura High School and she did amazing. The reo classes, the teachers loved her. Then she comes down here, no reo. The teachers are telling us that she's behind. I ended up having to get Trish Moko to come over to my whare, to our whare, to teach Darren, to kōrero Māori with her so that she wouldn't lose it.
Great
but then
idea.
It got to the point that we ended up having to send her back to Papakura High School to finish her 7th form year.
Ah.
Yeah. And I see a lot of our whānau Māori, like Taika Brooks and Sheena. I'm still upset, going back to their whenua and trying to create that for their tamariki.
Yeah, for their kids. Yeah, I totally understand that. Yeah, and I'm angry at Taika for leaving me and leaving me with the chew all by myself.
Oi, so you're half doing the job now. No.
But I totally understand why they made the move,
too.
And. I'll be making the move soon as well myself. So, it was always going to come the time. I think those of us who are connected culturally to our tūranga waiwai, I think eventually we end up moving closer to it. It's just a natural thing. I would love to live here permanently, but, I feel like I have responsibilities back home that I need to go back for.
Yeah. I think the difference, like I do get it. Me personally, I'm never going to move back to my whenua. Not because I don't love it, not because I don't want to be there, but I've created that here in Tahuna.
I know.
4 generations on the street.
Yeah.
My mama living on the other side, my 2 brothers on either side of Tahuna.
But it's more than that, and you probably won't say this, but it's your impact on the local Māori community as well. So, and that's important because those of us who have not just the capability, but the time and having the opportunities through being given time through our workplace or wherever to actually give back to the community. There are plenty of Māori here, but they just don't have the time to commit to giving back to the community because they're working the 3 and 4 jobs just trying to make ends meet, right?
100%. I can totally relate to that. And I think that's why, I'm not sure this is the right time to raise that, but working at ASB as a community banker 100% aligns with everything that I live and, believe in. If I wasn't working for ASB, I'd be doing this mahi anyway for free. And I have been, prior to being a community banker at ASB. It just happens that ASB are your scorecard looks like this. How many hui have you had this year? So at my scorecard, we're going to look at scorecards and how I'm actually monitored, how I'm gauged, if I'm successful or not, is I have to hold 78 workshops, financial wellbeing workshops a year. Mm-hmm. I have to have at least, I think it was 60 hui a year. This is I don't.
Man, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's more than one a week.
Yeah. So at the end of this financial year, so I ran 56 financial wellbeing workshops, 18 frauds and scam workshops, 16 what's next workshops for rangatahi and kura, and I had 92 hui in the whole year.
Jesus. And this is all through ASB?
All through ASB as a
really?
Banker, yeah.
So ASB funded?
So they pay me to be a community banker, to go have hui, to connect with communities, to...
So they cover the costs of travel and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's like if you walked into the bank and there's a home lender.
Yeah. They
get paid to be a home lender. I get paid to be a community banker.
Okay, cuz, so how do we get a job in ASB?
So if you call Jola Musa at ASB, I wanted to give a bit of a shout out to my manager as well, Jola Musa. He's amazing. Pacific Islander, Samoan. He's amazing. He's awesome. So
we're in your story. You're back in Papakura.
Yeah.
So what triggered the move back to Queenstown?
Actually, because I went to America, came back.
Went to America, yeah.
Yeah, and I came back, and then I ended up, I only had a background in hospitality, so I did nightclubs and that's what I was doing over in Florida.
Yeah.
And then I came back, and then Carl put his foot down and goes, no more hospitality. You're too old for this. And I was like, it's the only thing I know to do. I don't know. So anyway, I ended up applying for a job with Nike in Onehunga.
Yeah, right.
At Dress Smart. So yeah, I got the job as an assistant manager, worked there for 2 years, and I got a job as the manager for Rip Curl here in Queenstown.
Right. But that's separate to where you were at Onehunga, but it was a stepping stone within the industry to move down here, was it?
Yeah, well, the Nike store here, you have Rip Curl store over here. I got Darren a job at 15, 16 to keep her out of trouble.
Yeah.
She got a job there, one of my closest friends, and they're like, hey, they're looking for a manager down in Queenstown to open a new branch. And I was like, I love Queenstown, why not? My daughter's 15 and I want her to experience something different. So anyway, so we came back down for that.
Cool. So that's how you got down here. And so how did you end up in ASB Bank?
Plenty of jobs. So I went from Rip Curl to Bend On, and then Bend On, and then I helped opened up the Rebel Sports Store that opened. So I was assistant manager there, and then went back to Bend On, and then I thought, man, you know what, I don't want to work weekends anymore. I don't want to work Christmas holidays. Nobody likes to work bloody Boxing Day, just saying. Working at the bank, they're like, oh, wow.
Just regular hours now?
Yeah, regular hours. Yeah. Public holidays?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I don't work weekends anymore.
Yeah.
So and then did that role for 4 years.
Cool.
As a teller and then a frontline staff. And then I kind of realised I'm dyslexic. I see numbers differently. I could never balance, but I was really good with people. And I kind of talked my way through things, so that was kind of where I landed. I get that vibe through this little chat. Actually, I can't count. Is that okay if I can't count?
No, I mean the people person thing.
I was like, please don't fire me. I can't count. Sorry, should have disclosed that at the interview. No.
And how did you get into the community banking?
Yeah, that's kind of where it came from. I was like, man, I'm dyslexic actually. I'm pretty dyslexic. And there's another name for it actually, for new numbers. I was getting numbers mixed up really badly, and I didn't realise it was an actual thing until my team, bless them for their patience and loving me still, I just couldn't balance. I was like, what the heck's going on? So the natural progression from being a teller is going into being a personal banker or personal lender, and then into a home lender. So, that's the kind of like natural progression.
The staircase,
And I said to my boss, Phil Kavanagh, awesome guy, said to Phil, I was like, Phil, I'm never gonna be a home lender. I don't want to be a lender. And he goes, why not? And I was like, because I can't count. And plus, they're all stressed. I don't like where this is going. And I said, I really want to work with people, like my people especially.
Yeah.
I want to help them with their financial literacy. I own my own home, and I want this for my people. And he was like, we're going to go move to Auckland, but then COVID hit. And so then, we can work from home. We can do this. Anything's possible.
And I said, please, if there's ever a job with working with people, financial education, that's what I want to do.
Right.
And so, yeah, after that, it came that community banker came up, and he actually fought for me to be a community banker down here to Waiponamu. They were only going to have one role. And
for the whole of the South Island?
For the whole of the South
Really?
Island. Carolyn Preble, amazing. But, my manager, Phil, he's like, no, he goes, I actually know the right person for this job.
Nice.
And, so regional manager came down, interviewed me, talked to me, and, so that's how I became
Shout out to Phil Kavanagh.
Works for the fire brigade as well, volunteer. Awesome.
Awesome.
My man, thank you for not firing me.
And so you, since you stepped into that role, it looks like you've flourished, especially from your work within the community.
Oh yeah, I'm getting paid to do this stuff.
Yeah.
I would have done it for free. I was doing it for free, but it just happens that it just aligned the role itself, because ASB identified that Māori Pacifica are probably the key core group that we should be supporting most. And why? Is because we end up falling into these other categories of vulnerabilities. And so that's what I loved about the whole concept of being, I was like, said to my boss, I'm like, oh my God, I've got lived experiences. Corrections, tick.
Yeah.
Mental health, tick.
Yeah.
Māori, oh yes, I'm a Māori, tick.
Yeah.
So, and I, through my lived experiences, ASB identified that as being a strong skill set, and being Māori, skill set. Not a skill set, I shouldn't say that, but
but straight away you align with at-risk groups, with marginalised groups. So, and now I want to touch on something that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
So obviously you've talked about your background. There were struggles in your background. You had supportive family. That story is very familiar to me as well, because I have a lot of that in not my personal background, but certainly my extended family has a lot of the similar stories. So it's interesting to note that you ended up in a bank.
Yeah.
And as we kind of know, working at a bank, especially at a higher level, middle to middle management type levels and above, it's a very corporate environment to work in, right?
It is.
So how did you find the move to working within a corporate environment? Did you feel immediately comfortable? Did it take a little while to get used to that?
Oh, no. As we talked about this earlier, no way. I had huge issues, insecurities, feeling like an imposter for a couple of years, like to the point I went and got counselling, because I was just like, how do I navigate this being Māori and being a teller at ASB Bank. Like, I found it really, really hard at first, but eventually, and when I got this, especially when I got this role, I was like, this is me. Like, this role is me. The values, the everything about being a community banker, I could actually see the actual direction of where the values, like ASB values, come from, and I'm actually living them. I'm working them, and I'm getting paid to do it. And these values, manakitanga, maia, mahira, like having the courage, that was me, and I get to do this, mahi. This is cool.
Yeah.
This is cool. But I also see that on the other side is that we do have people doing this work for free. Mm-hmm. How do we maintain that? But working in a corporate thing is like, nah, you know what? I'm not an ASB banker. Like, I'm Māori, and I happen to be doing this mahi.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah, I'm Māori first, and I get asked that question a lot. Like, are you going to this kaupapa as Shyla Wahine Māori? Are you going to this kaupapa as community banker, or are you going as Darren or Quinn's mum, or you going Māori Women's Welfare League? Like, what portai are you wearing?
Yeah.
And for many years, I really struggled with that whole concept of trying to separate obviously ASB are paying for me to be awesome.
Yeah.
but I need to make sure that it does still align with my mahi at ASB. So it gets a little bit difficult, but now I'm just like, you know what, I'm always going to be wahine Māori, so I'm wahine Māori. You know, this is who I am. I'm not going to be everything for everybody, which I'm okay with that. But,
so your corporate responsibilities outside of your community work as Māori, is that still a comfortable fit for you? Like, you know, I'm sure you have like reporting requirements, and I'm sure there's there's in corporate processes that you have to follow on a day-to-day basis. Does that still is that still comfortable for you, fitting within that corporate system?
Yeah, I've definitely made it my own. Like, yeah, we do, like, we have like SharePoints where all my my colleagues that I work with, we all report back to, you know, the mahi that we've done for the day, for the week, for the month. And so it is what it is. Like, I'm okay doing that. Like, and it also holds me accountable. Like, I'd be happy. Right. So I had the beautiful ebony haze at Whakapapa. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. I met her, and at the A&P show where I was working at for ASB, and I was like, "Oh, kia ora, come in. You guys, where are you from? Do you want a kai? We've got a beer, we've got a wine, we've got a food. Come on in." And so I got to know her, and talking to her, I was like, "Oh, what do you do?" And she goes, "Oh, well, I'm down here." And my we got talking, and her grandmother taught her how to make kakahu and things like that. And I was like, you know what? I've got this idea. I want kakahu, but I want it so that I can use it for my reporting. So every extra care case, vulnerability case that I engage with, or every workshop I do, I wanted to be able to report it through the kakahu. And so she built this beautiful kakahu, and then she gave me kōrero feathers that her grandmother ethically sourced, by the way. So if anybody's wondering where these feathers come from, I didn't pick them up the side of the road, but yeah, from her grandmother. And so my reporting, yes, I do SharePoints, but also my reporting, I add a feather to the kakahu to every extra care case that I've ever supported. So that could be women's refuge, could be homelessness, could be any of those things. So now I report because the Māori in me wants to go, I don't want to put those bloody numbers in and do a whole lot of notes. Like, I hate doing it, but I still do it. But also on the other side, I've got kakahu where I put a feather in each time I help somebody or support somebody in extra care. So.
Awesome. Well, we're getting close to wrapping up this episode, but I do want to touch on something that's quite important, I think, and it's your... you appeared on TV. You TV star, you. So part of that was refining some of the stories in your personal ancestry and history. Is that right?
Yeah. So Te Hokinga Mai, the documentarian at the time was Kathleen Mantle. Beautiful black iris, beautiful wahine. How the documentary got started was. There was a, what's his name? He was a photographer for the New Zealand Herald, like back in the 60s, 70s, and he had this photo of this queer, and he put it up on New Zealand Historian's Facebook page going, does anybody know this wahine? Like this lady, beautiful lady, we're looking for a family. I took a photo of her in 1978 or 1977 and just looking for her family. They would like the photo back. And so anyway, my mum sent me a message going, who do you think this is? And I was like, Nani Tawana, who raised my mum, who my mum's named after. She goes, yeah, it is. So I went on to the Facebook page, and then some of my family were pretty angry, and rightly so, angry that this man had a picture of my nanny. And so I was watching the narrative, and I was like, you know what, this man's getting a bit of like aggression, so I'm going to take it back foot and go, kia ora, I belong to that wahine, I belong to that nanny. She raised my mum, blah, blah, blah. I would love that photo. Can I talk to you? And so he private messaged me. And so as we've been messaging on Facebook, Kathleen, the documentarian, had seen all the narratives, and then she just messages me straight up. She goes, hey, look, this is going to sound weird. And I was like, oh, as soon as you say that, bro, that's going to be weird. But it wasn't. She just told me that she was doing a 7 series Whakapapa journeys and what it looks like for different individuals, and she's like, would you be interested? I was like, yeah, okay, what does this mean? So yeah, it took me back to Rotorua, where my father came from, found his grandmother, and she was buried in Kauae, of all places. You know, if you know Rotorua, you've got to go past the Urupā, Kauae, to get into the main township, and she had been there for so many years, and none of us knew that she was there.
Right.
So my dad was alive at the time, and I did ask for his blessing. I asked for his siblings' blessing for me to go back and find out what happened to Pop, because he was basically, he left when he was 13, nobody knew, never spoke about it, and coming back from that, there was a lot of trauma there, so, and I understand why we didn't know, but, you know, whatever happened back then, long gone.
Yeah. So the filming of the series, how long did it take to film that?
Oh, the filming. So it was done in like parts.
Right.
So we did filming down here in Tahuna, and that was like 1 or 2 days.
Yep.
Interviewed my dad, and then we had planned to go up to Auckland, me, Darren, and my youngest Moko Ayo, and so we went up to Auckland, and then I think it probably took a week. Because we went to Kawhia first. Yeah,
because you went all over the place, eh?
Yeah, Kawhia was like Kawhia first, and then we went to Rotorua.
Right.
And so, yeah, it was amazing. But when I got home, I was in bed for like 4 days.
Really? Just trying to recharge. Yeah.
Recharge,
I mean,
yeah.
there was a lot of, you know, it brought up a lot of feeling. You could see it on the documentary. You know.
Oh, did you watch it?
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
You were there at the front. I'm so sorry. That's right.
Yeah. I went to the premiere.
You did red carpet. Red carpet. That's right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that actually.
Yeah. So no, that was awesome. And so now I want to just quickly talk about your decision to get a Moko Kauae.
Oh yeah, okay.
So did this happen around the same time? Was the decision anyway linked to the going back to find out what happened in your history, or were the two choices independent of each other?
Yeah. So how did that come about? So yeah, I did the documentary, and then I think it was probably like a year after, because I had connected with my cousins. And that and her story was equally sad, as both our pops were brothers. Mm-hmm. And so as I didn't even know the cousin, she just happened to bring my father, and I was like, hey, I'm going to be up there filming and doing some research with Kathleen. Would you come to Rotorua with me? And she's like, yeah, okay then, let's go. So we did some filming there for like 2 or 3 days with my other cousin, Kylie Hona, who's a big fan of you, by the way. So sorry, just plug in Kylie. She'll be watching this later. So yeah, us three, we went back, and then when we finished the filming, and I said to my cousin, I was like, have you thought about getting your Moko Kauae? She goes, cuz, yeah, I have. And so when we found our Nani Pahimata, who's buried in Kauae, she was the last to wear Kauae. So you're looking at 3 generations ago, since anybody on my father's grandmother's side had worn Kauae. And it just kind of felt symbolic. And so we ended up going, we had a conversation. I said to Darren, I was like, you ready? She's going, I've been waiting for you, Mum, to be ready. And I was like, okay, let's go. Wow. And I got to take my papa home back to the marae. I can't even remember the name of it, sorry. Went back to took my dad home, and he met some of his first cousins for the very first time.
Right.
For the very, very first time, he met whānau that he didn't even know.
Wow.
So yeah, it was real special that, and the kaita was heats from Hereni Katini. What? Oh, sorry. Hope I didn't get that wrong. So yeah, and I was like, hey, cuz, do we need to bring him on or anything like that? She goes, no, he's from this marae. And we're
yeah.
Oh, mean. Okay, then cool, we sorted. And he goes, oh, my pop used to live over there. And I was like, oh, my pop used to live over there. So it just kind of came together that way. And I think it was just meant to be.
Yeah. Oh, well, it looks beautiful on you. You absolutely suit it, cuz. And that's sort of the end of our first interview. We actually got another follow-up interview to do after this, correct. But it's good to do the who are you. It's good to know your story, and and I learned so much about your history. Especially your early upbringing, I wasn't aware of. So I love having these chats to find out who the real people are. Where they come from, what defines them as a person. So e mihi atu nei ki a koe. Really, really appreciative of you sharing your story. So I've got one random question to ask you, though. Okay. And this is like quick fire. Maybe a couple.
Okay. Let's go.
What's your favourite song on your Spotify playlist right now?
Oh, probably some Olivia Dean, only because my 15-year-old loves it. Ray, Worth It. Ray, R-A-Y-E, Worth It.
Worth It. There we go. I'm going to
it.
check that out.
Yeah.
Next one is, if you had a story about your life, and I feel like there might be a movie about your life at some point, cuz, who would you want to play you in that movie?
Hey, that Hui Hoppers?
Oh, yeah, cuz.
Yes. Is it your cousin?
Yeah, yeah, she's from the East Coast.
Bro, I had a photo with her up at Waitangi.
Yeah.
Oh my God, sorry, I can't remember her name, but she's beautiful, she's slim. I feel like we look similar.
Yeah, shout out to you, Roy. Kia ora.
Please, yeah.
She's wicked, man. She's so funny as well.
I know.
But wicked actress.
I was like, please bring out another Hui Hoppers.
Yeah.
We need another series on the mattress room.
And last question, a little bit heavier, might take a little bit of thinking. If you could have dinner with someone, past or present, doesn't matter when, who would that person be? Sorry, guys.
Oh, no, you're right. I'm just like, what? We just been laughing.
Yeah. Your dad?
My nan and dad and my granddad. Yeah, Nan Patsy. Granddad Murray and dad, yeah.
Yeah. There's so many in our families we wish we could all have dinner with. Yeah, cool. So on that note, I'm not gonna push it any further because we'll keep it lighthearted. Nō reira, mihi atu nei ki a koe taku rangatira i te toha mai o whiako, o kōrero mo tō oranga, nō reira, tēnei o ka mihi ki a koe. Thank you so much for joining me today. Yeah, kia ora. So if you enjoyed that, whānau, can you give us a like down there? Click the thumbs up. You've got to do the thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you both next time on The Tube. Mā te wā.